This is Comic Burrito, a podcast. I'm Todd.
I'm Cole.
I'm Nick.
We're keeping the energy alive with That Texas Blood, a book by Image.
Yeah.
And
Written by Chris
there's the
Condon.
A cover and the B cover. Convenient.
Chris Condon, Jacob Phillips.
Look at that. Variant by
is-
Sean Phillips.
Cole, if you want to do maybe a little synopsis thing, this is definitely right up your alley with your stuff.
This is a Cole book. I didn't even...
total Cole book.
Well, go ahead, Cole. I'll talk about it.
Well, it was funny because we were talking about this, and it's like, I mean, it's a Western book that takes place in Texas. It's like a 70-year-old sheriff, and he's essentially looking for his wife's casserole dish.
He brought a prop.
And yeah, so like the casserole dish is like a very big part of this book that's very like funny and lighthearted to something that is not very funny and not very lighthearted. I don't know too much about small town sheriffing, but I would think this is a pretty good depiction of it from just kind of going around and talking to his wife on like a handheld to seeing some, standard crime stuff.
It is, if you like Andy Griffith, you'll love this book.
I would assume not, but
that small town sheriff. Classic.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, no, it is.
I think if you liked like Pulp Fiction, you might like this book.
That's more like it. It's it's very pulp feeling.
Or Tarantino in general, maybe even a little bit.
It's really good. I enjoyed it more than I was expecting to. I literally picked it up because Cole was like, "Hey, this is a book I want to read." I'm like, "Cool, all right, sweet." And I really enjoyed
that. And then I looked at the cover and read the synopsis, and I was like, eh. But then I saw that was the variant cover, and I was like, all right, I'll pick up number 1. Cole's really excited about it. I'm going to throw Cole a bone. He hasn't steered me wrong before. And that cover looks super cool. So I gave it a shot. And one of the big reasons I didn't want to, because it's ongoing. And the last thing I need right now is another ongoing book in my pull box. It's the last thing I need right now. And I got to a certain point, which I definitely will not show. It's very near the end, and I was like, dang it. Because it's going on the poll at least for a little while. Yeah, it's very good.
I think the thing I liked about this kind of the most is it's very like almost, I don't know what the word, like slice of life book that also is like a lot more to it than just that. I mean, there's definitely some gonna be crime. I mean, there's still a lot of unknowns, I think, because even Todd and I were talking about this a little bit, and I think something's gonna happen that he doesn't think it's gonna happen, but who knows?
I mean, we can talk about it a little bit.
And did you read the little back stuff?
Yeah, I skimmed through it.
In the back, because there was one thing which I don't know if this will need to be edited out. I don't think it would be.
I can't.
But there's a thing in here. I don't know exactly where, but he talks about how like it almost sounds like Criminal, where like this is this part of a story, and this is part of like a 3-part thing, but we're not gonna get the other parts for a while, so it might jump around.
That's awesome, because that's what I was telling Cole, is this felt like a vignette. It didn't feel like this was going to somehow be a much larger story. It felt like it would be a small thing, and I would be really into it if it was like that, because I love short stories, and because they can just be so just punchy and then move on to the next thing, so this writer can stay fresh. You're getting these different perspectives. There isn't like trying to figure out how at the end of a big arc how he's going to get into more shenanigans or anything like that. It can bounce around.
Right. Different portions of Texas and different things that are loosely interlinked and affect each other in different ways. But yeah, that's what how Criminal is, right? Like they have like Bad Weekend, and like their hardcovers that are coming out are like issues 1, 4, and 7. Like if you were pulling each week, it wasn't fully connected. You were getting little bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And
even
and it
like
sounds
beyond,
like that's what this is going to do.
Yeah, even beyond that last arc, like before that, they just did a bunch of different things that kind of interwove together, but don't necessarily. And I thought I read somewhere that this was almost the ending of the story.
Yeah, yep, that was in there too.
So like that's
Yeah,
where it's
it
like,
definitely it like there were times that I like laughed while reading it too. There's definitely not laughing matter stuff in this book. There's definitely a few times where it's like or even
there's some serious mature stuff in here.
I might have at one point, I read it at work and I might have at one point been like, oh shit. like yeah, like let one of those little oh shits out.
It ends on a very funny, hard note.
Like, yeah.
It's funny, but like
the casserole dish is kind of. I remember because I hadn't read. Cole was talking about it and talking about the casserole dish, and I'm like, is this gonna be like veggie tray, dark side is type gag? And it is, but it isn't. It's that lighthearted little peppered through kind of thing. It's definitely small town vibe with just some crazy shit going on.
Yeah,
and there's a rattlesnake.
And a rattlesnake. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. I'm definitely excited for number 2. I'm excited to see where the story goes. I definitely recommend picking up. It's an easy. Number 1 just came out. I would say go for it. I think it's an easy choice. And I don't. Yeah. This isn't my thing normally, so I definitely recommend it. And I'm assuming Cole is you think just stop.
All in.
Just don't read it.
And then Nick.
I think does
too? Cool. Nice. Look at that.
Yeah, cool. I'm adding it to the poll. To the poll.
I didn't expect to go farther than just talking about it, and then let Cole tell me at the very end if I should get the trade. So this, I'm pretty excited about it. I didn't expect to add more to what I need to read.
Yeah, especially now. And there's an advertisement in the back of this book too for another book from the criminal team, and I'm
great.
Like,
yeah.
Why?
Yep.
And it's like starting in July, which is probably when this is airing. So like right now.
Yeah, it's definitely when
because we're almost there.
Yeah,
because we're
almost
there. One thing
that's hard to know is with a lot of these ads too. Now I have no idea if they're right or not.
Yeah.
That's true. It might be
because
October,
with the delays,
September,
it could,
hopefully.
Because it just depends on when it was printed.
But
I gotta assume this one's
go
right,
buy.
Never know.
Yeah, definitely go out and buy the B cover because it's better. If they don't have the B, see if they could order it. Or I guess the A cover is good too.
Put a digital copy right here, I suppose.
Boop. You could put it side by side in mine.
There we go. The whole time.
So yeah, that's that Texas Blood.
Oh yeah, and one thing we
Chris
didn't mention.
Condon, Jacob Phillips, Image Comics. This number 1.
The original idea was this was going to be a movie, I think.
Yeah, it was going to be a movie, and it didn't get steam, and they were like, well.
And he said after putting it into comic form, he doesn't think that he could have done it in a movie now that he's seeing it in comic, which is kind of a cool thing to see.
Well, I was reading it. When I read that, I was like, oh, that would be a pretty cool movie.
So. I mean, if this does well enough, it could just go back to being a movie.
Right.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Cool. That would be cool. But yeah,
or maybe an HBO Max show.
Definitely recommend go out and buy it at your local comic book store. Like, comment, share. Tell us what you think about it. Tell us what other number 1 we should grab that's gonna add to our pull list and make us sad,
more
but
upset,
really happy.
It's another ingredient in my comic burrito.
Yep, it's getting more and more diverse.
It's getting stuffed.
So yeah, thanks for getting wrapped up with us. I'm Todd.
I'm Cole.
I'm Nick.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
How long was that? I can't see. Casserole dish. That was